Hi, my name is Cameron Tensley, and I am a first-year law student at Washington and Lee Law. And today I want to talk about something that is really hard to think about if you are not a part of the legal field or if you're a pre-law student, and that is the moral obligations and responsibilities that a lawyer has in the application of the law. So if you are a pre-law student, you will hear about, or you may have already heard about, the buried bodies case. And this has to do with a man named Robert Garrow and his two criminal defense attorneys, Mr. Francis Belge and Frank Armani. So under client-attorney privilege, Robert Garrow shared the locations of some of the remains of some of his victims. And his two attorneys went to those locations, took photos of the remains, and then kept that information to themselves. And eventually the media was made aware of this, and they completely villainized these attorneys and could not comprehend how they could possibly not put the moral obligations they have to the grieving families before a murderer that they saw, or just a professional obligation, which is completely understandable. And as attorneys, obviously, we are also human, and we struggle with that moral dilemma. However, there was more than just a professional obligation that these attorneys had to their client. It is more than them just being legally required to keep that information to themselves, as under Rule 1.6, you're only allowed to divulge information from your client that will reasonably certainly cause future harm. You have a moral obligation to your client first and foremost. That moral obligation guides your adversary process and is one of the things unique about our adversary process, and is something that you have to keep in your mind. Being a criminal defense attorney is a difficult thing, and those attorneys that were villainized and received death threats could be you. You could be that attorney, and you have to keep that in the back of your mind, and you have to keep your client first and foremost, because you are acting as an extension of them. Okay? Alright. That's something hard to sit with, but I want you to think about.